Hello and welcome to Vedic Astrology. In this quick video we will talk about placement of moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which happens to be the ninth sign of the zodiac. And as always we will try to understand from a very practical point of view the kind of physical, mental and emotional influences which this placement of moon can provide you. So there are some basic parameters which defines a particular sign, and they first of all is the element. So the element of Sagittarius sign is fire. Second is the cardinality of where you're working. Sagittarius is a dual sign which is ruled by the planet of knowledge Jupiter, and its symbol is a centaur, which is basically a mythological creature with half human and half body as horse. The upper part of the body is human and the lower part is that of a horse, and one which carries the bow and arrow with himself. And these symbolisms can have great impact on the way moon, which is the emotional center of your life, behaves. So as we know from my previous videos, you would have seen that fire element has the basic nature of transformation. It changes things from one state to another. Like if you put raw food in fire, what you get is a cooked food. And this process of transformation is irreversible. You cannot get back to the earlier stage. And if you see Sagittarius, that being a dual sign, is the highest manifestation of the element fire. See, it is said that the basic nature, the very fundamental nature of fire is to spread. Just consider all favorable things provided. Then the fire will naturally spread from one place to another. That is the sign of Aries. Second stage, which is not so natural for the fire, but still easily doable, is to have a controlled fire, keeping a fire which remains static, and that is the sign of Leo. And the most difficult or the highest manifestation is to have a fire which is sometimes moving and sometimes stationary, and that is what this dual fire sign of Sagittarius is. And one of the examples which you can find of this dual fire is a flame or a lantern or a torch which you carry or people carry, which can solve multiple purposes: to light up the way, to show the path, and is also as a protective mechanism in case of any imminent danger. And this dual nature, along with the symbol of a centaur, really shows the two ways in which this sign definitely behaves. And if you see this 30-degree area of Sagittarius, the first 15-degree is the human form, a human who has bow and arrow. And the second half is the body of horse. And in the similar way, first half of the sign is closely associated with more human qualities of knowledge, thirst for learning, thirst for higher progress, spirituality, and many other things. And the second half is more closely related to the muscular manifestation, like great physical abilities, fight. People who have moon in later half of this sign can have great temperament for professions like police, for army, for intelligence activities, ordnance factories, people working in industries related to arms and ammunition production, and overall relates to more physical and muscular level, whereas the earlier part, the first 15, more relates to mental activities like thirst or search for knowledge, enterprising, businessmen, explorers, and so on. Also, another thing, starting from the sign of Sagittarius, which is the ninth sign, all other signs, so 9, 10, 11, 12, they are the last trine part, last 4 signs, and they are considered as one of the most mature signs, especially this one because it has also Jupiter as the Lord, which is the planet of knowledge, also planet of traditions, traditional knowledge. And people born with Moon in Sagittarius generally have a lot of respect for old culture, old values, family traditions, family name, all that matters a lot to them, and they try to keep those things alive. They also somehow had great connection to their ancestors, because this is in many ways related to your family lineage. It is the ninth sign which shows the father side lineage. It is ruled by Jupiter, and in fact it is the Mool Trikona sign of Jupiter as well, which is the first 10 degree of this sign. And Jupiter is a planet which is closely related to what is known as Pitras, or your ancestors. An affliction to Jupiter is said to be one of the basic reasons which causes Pitradosha. So this is one sign which shows great commitment or some kind of past life relations with the family of father and ancestors. I mean paternal side ancestors. In terms of physical personality, especially if this placement of Moon in Sagittarius is anyways related with the ascendant or has some aspect of Jupiter or Sun, in those cases this placement can also affect your physical appearance. And being Sagittarius, it generally gives a broad frame to the person. It gives generally a large body. I mean, Jupiter being the planet of expansion, and that is especially again true for the second half, because as we discussed, second half is more related with the physical prowess side of it. And if this Moon is placed in the first house, then it also tend to give large teeth. Sometimes teeth could be protruding out little bit, very little bit. And I mean, this placement doesn't show that your teeth will show out if you close your mouth, but just that the slant, the slope of the teeth would be in the front, and also front teeth could be large. Now, just as we saw that this sign indicate a great connection with the ancestors and tradition and spirituality, in a very similar way, Moon in Sagittarius is considered as one of the indicator for good progeny, good kids, good sons and daughters. Now obviously the exact result in your horoscope will depend upon multiple factors like 5th house, Lord of 5th, also placement of Jupiter. But this placement of Moon in Jupiter or Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius is definitely an indicator or factor which contributes towards happiness from kids, and in turn this is also considered one of the factors for good family life. And again, there are multiple reasons, like good family or good kids contribute towards a good family life, and at the same time having the ninth sign strong along with ninth house strong is also an indicator of family happiness, husband and wife getting along well, husband and wife performing their duties towards each other, towards their family, towards society well. So most of the Vedic classics include good family life, good kids as one of the indicators of Moon in Sagittarius. However, as I said, this is one of the contributing factors which needs to be considered before making any predictions. So friends, this was my quick analysis of Moon in the sign of Sagittarius. As I said, a lot can be said about every placement of Moon, and we will try to discuss more specific and detailed readings of these placements when we talk about each individual ascendants. Say for example, Moon in the sign of Sagittarius for Taurus ascendant, because a particular ascendant can change the interpretation of a planet in a very dramatic way. But in the meantime, I hope this video would have given you some food for thought. I request you to please do like, subscribe and share this video, and also share your experience and day-to-day incidents and occurrences or circumstances which you face with people who have a dominant Sagittarius sign? I would love to hear from you, and thank you so much in advance for sharing. Thanks again, and hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.